Hi everyone. So today we are going to continue with our MLops playlist, and in my previous videos, as you know, if you are following this playlist, I am continuing with the MLflow section, and after MLflow I will start with Docker, CI/CD, Kubernetes, and we'll do many end-to-end projects, as well as I will show you three clouds that I have already mentioned: AWS, Azure, and GCP. Okay, so now today our topic is all about MLflow client. So if you are following along with my playlist, you have seen that how you can how you can create an experiment, how you can track multiple experiment, how you can log metrics, how you can log parameters and everything, right? But now same thing we are going to do using MLflow client. It's another better way to do it. Even when we do end-to-end project also, we will follow this kind of architecture only. Okay, so that is why I am going to show you how you can use MLflow client. Right now I am in the MLflow client documentation page. So now let me discuss with MLflow client here. As you can see, the MLflow client module provides a Python CRUD interface to MLflow experiments, runs, model versions and register models. This is a lower level API that directly translates to MLflow REST API calls. For a higher level API for managing an active run, use MLflow module. Okay, so this is the class MLflow.client.MLflowClient is going to be used to do the complete operations, experiments, runs and everything whatever we made in our previous videos. Okay, but it's a lower level API that these guys are mentioned in the documentation. Okay, so if I come back to my code, and right now you can see in this folder I have one folder called experiment management. Okay, experiment management examples. Okay, see, this video will be like I'll be recording part by part. Okay, so this is the experiment management example. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how you can do experiment management. Same we did in our previous videos, guys. Same thing we did, but now we do the same thing using MLflow client, and it's a lot more easier. Okay, when I show you. Okay, so inside this experiment management examples I have prepared everything. See, this ML runs is there because I ran this code already before showing you it, because definitely I need to make sure that my codes and everything is correct, right? That is why. So right now what I do, I just remove this one to make sure we are in a very good place, and I'll just stop this one also, and I'll do CLS so that this page will be fully cleared, so that we will good to go. Okay, so let this thing come. Yeah, now if I run this code now, MLflow UI, because I need to run the code, I need to keep on running this environment, right? So that it should be able to log things somewhere. So this will run the MLflow backend. Okay, and now I am going to show you the experiments. Okay, let this thing run. Okay, so the very first one is create experiment examples.py. So it came, right? So if I click on this one now, you should be able to see nothing is there. Yeah, it's completely blank, only default experiment is there, right? That means we are in a very beginning place, right? Okay, fine. Now let me show the create experiment examples. So first of all, to use MLflow client, you need to import this one from MLflow, the tracking, import MLflow client. Okay, then I set up a tracking URI. This is the tracking URI where things are going to be tracked. That is why I kept it like this. Now I have defined client equal to MLflow client in our scenario, and now create experiment. So what it will do, it will create a new experiment. What will parameter it has? Name of the experiment and the artifact location. If none, MLflow will set a default location. Okay. Right now you can see the experiment name. I have given an experiment name, and then I am calling some method called client dot create experiment. Okay, I am calling client dot create experiment. I am passing the experiment name, I am passing the experiment location, the artifact location, and I am passing the tags here. Okay, the team, data science, project, ML model and everything. And when I run this code, it should be able to create a new experiment along with the experiment ID. We should be able to see all of it. Okay, so this is a neat and clean example of create experiment. Okay, so let me run this code and let me keep experiment name like experiment 1 as of now. Experiment 1. Okay, or experiment 1, keep like this way. Fine. Okay, experiment 1, I kept it like this, and now let me run the code. Python. Let me just do CLS again here. Yeah, I'll let this thing come now because yeah, it's coming now. Now I'll run this code now. Python Python create experiment example.py. Now the code is running, and we should be able to see something called created experiment and the experiment name along with the experiment ID. You can see, right? Experiment is created. This is the experiment 1, and this is the ID that we can see in our scenario, right? Now if I go back to my edge and if I refresh the screen, can you see experiment 1 is there? But inside that you cannot see anything because we are not doing anything as of now. So this is what is creating some experiments. And now what I do, guys, I will run this code 3-4 more times. Why? That you will see in the next, because the next few concepts are there that I need to show you, and for that I need to run some more experiment to make sure that I can show the experiment. Okay, I run this code again here. Okay. Yeah, the code is getting run, and the next is testing 1, testing 1 2 3. I'll run the code again. Okay, so these 3 experiments are created in our scenario, right? Okay, so as you can see, guys, as I have run this code now, and now we have experiment 1, experiment 2, and testing 1 2 3. So that means create experiment is working completely fine, right? So now let me go back and let me just show you something more also. Now let's come to get.exp.py. Okay, so what this code is doing, again I'm importing same thing like I did in the previous section. I'm setting the tracking URI same, I'm calling the MLflowClient again, it's same. But now what is the method that I wanted to show you, that is called get experiment. What this get experiment does, it will try to take the experiment ID from you as an input. Okay, it will take the experiment ID from you as an input, and using that experiment ID it will give you some output, like some value, some metadata of it, of that experiment, some metadata of that experiment. Can you see the experiment ID, name of the experiment, artifact location, life cycle stage, tags, and everything? Okay, so now let me take one experiment and let me show you the demo for the same. Right now this is the experiment, right? If I click on this experiment 1 and if I click on this one, can you see experiment ID, artifact location? So I'll copy this one. I'll copy this one as of now, and I'll paste it here. Okay, and I run this code now. Python get.exp.py. Okay, and you should be able to see something. It's running now. Yes. Can you see the experiment ID same like we have put here? Then the name of the experiment. So through this experiment ID only it is fetching such metadata in our scenario. Okay. Then the artifact location, the lifecycle stage is active now, and the tags of it. Okay. Likewise, you can take any experiment ID, you can give it to this get experiment, you will get all the details of it. Okay. This is what I wanted to show you again. Now the next is rename experiment. Hope you can recall that if I just come back to this one now again, there's an experiment called testing 1 2 3. If I click on it, I'll again copy the experiment ID of this testing 1 2 3, and if I go back to the code, now what I want to do, see, rename experiment. Now I want to show you the rename experiment method. What this method does is it can rename the experiment. The name itself is understandable that you need to use rename experiment to rename your experiment. So for that you need to pass the experiment ID. I am passing the experiment ID of testing 1 2 3, and the new name will be updated underscore testing. I am renaming it now. Okay, so let me run this code now. See guys, above part is same. Okay, is completely same that I am doing. It just this method is just different. New rename experiment. Okay. Now if I run this code, Python rename experiment, you should be able to rename the experiment testing 1 2 3. Okay, and we will see in the MLflow UI also. Can you see now updated testing is there? If I go back here, if I refresh the screen now, can you see now the testing 1 2 3 is not at all there? It's now updated testing, right? Things are working correctly, right? Okay, fine, looks good. Now let's come into set experiment tag code. So I hope you guys, let's assume that I want to change the tag value of this experiment. This update testing, right? I'll again copy the experiment ID from here, and I want to change the tag of this experiment. Okay, I want to give a tag like, I'll change the experiment ID from here. Okay, then I'll give the tag like set experiment tag experiment ID owner. Let me give my name Tanmay. Okay, and give my name here Tanmay, and then I'm setting. So this set experiment tag is setting the experiment tag, okay, based on the experiment ID. Same experiment ID is the key here in all this scenario. Using the experiment ID, you can do whatever changes you want to do with your experiment. You can do that. Okay. So now what I do, I'll just run this code. Python set exp tag code.py is running now. Now you should be able to see the output pretty soon. Yes, tag set for experiment this, right? Now to check, right? Now to check is it actually working or not? Let me copy this experiment ID again. Let me go back to my get exp code, right? Hope you can recall, right? Here we are able to get the experiment tags also, right? So what I do, I'll change it here. I'll change it from here. Now in the get experiment tag, again I'll run the same code just to show you that our tags have been changed. Okay. So let me do CLS to clear my terminal. Yes. Okay. So now if I run this code, now get exp.py. Yes. It's running again. Yes. Yeah. Now can you say owner name came as Tanmay? Right? So tags have been updated in our scenario, right? I hope you understood. Fine. Let's see what are we still need to do. Okay. So last is delete and restore experiment. Okay. So what I need to do, first of all, let me show you how to delete the experiment. Or okay, let me do one thing. First of all, let me replace the experiment ID again. I'll use the experiment ID here. Experiment ID. Experiment ID. Okay. So this is the experiment ID. Same thing, guys. Same thing like I did this part. Now here what I'm doing, delete the experiment. Soft deletes in experiment. It moves the experiment to the deleted state instead of permanently removing it. Okay. What you need to pass as a parameter? Experiment ID. Likewise, I have passed an experiment ID. Okay. Delete the experiment. Okay. And after that, I can restore the experiment also. So now what will happen? It will delete the experiment, then it will restore the experiment. Okay. So let me do one thing. Let me show you a real scenario. Let me just first comment the delete part. Comment the restore part. I'll just delete this experiment. Okay. If I run this code now, just to show you, it is actually deleted that experiment. Delete and restore experiment.py. So it's deleted, right? Now if I go back to my code, if I refresh the screen, you should be able to see this updated testing here, right? But it is in deleted mode. You know, it's in deleted mode. How come? I can show you that also. How come I can show you? I again go back to this get.exp.py file, and what I do now, I'll again paste this experiment ID here, and you should be able to see the life cycle stage here. The life cycle stage will always tell you the experiment is active or it is deleted. Okay. So now if I rerun the experiment code again, Python get.exp.py, I'm running it again. Yes. Can you see the life cycle stage is now in deleted mode? Why? Because I had deleted that. That's why it is in deleted mode. Okay. But now let's restore it also. So for that I need to comment this now, this part now, because I have already deleted that. Now I need to restore it, right? So for that I need to do like this, and I need to pass the experiment ID here. I have to do this. Yes. Same thing. They should be able to restore the experiment. Okay, I'm running this code. See, that experiment got restored now. Now if I again go back to this code, and again if I run the same code, because experiment ID is still the same, right? So if I run the same code now that I ran, now you will see the life cycle stage is active again. It was deleted previously, right? Yeah. Now can you see the life cycle stage is active, right? So guys, I hope you understood the experiment management part using MLflow client. Okay. Now there's another thing that is there that I need to show you, that is called search experiment. Okay. So in the search experiment, let me show you a few of the methods. So for that, I'll clear my terminal again to make sure you're in a good path. Okay. So now what I do, if I show you, I will first everything that to close everything to make sure we are going here. Close all. Okay. I'll just keep the get exp here, but okay, let's not keep it also. Let me first show you the fetch only active runs. So again, this part is always be the same in our scenario. But now I am going to show you the search experiment method. What this search experiment method does, it tries to filter the experiment based on their status. You can search the experiment based on many parameters, okay? But the currently that I am showing you, that is only for the view type. There are many parameters inside search experiments method, okay? I am showing you one by one. The first method name is view type, not the method name, sorry, the parameter name. The parameter name is view type. It contains three things. One means active, second means deleted, third means all. So one, if you pass view type 1, that means return only active experiments. If you pass 2, that means return only deleted experiment. If you pass 3, return all, both active and deleted experiment. Right? Right now I have chosen only this active only part. And in our scenario currently, all the 3 experiments are active. So let me first run this code and let me see if I am getting that or not. Okay. Same guys, you will get the same thing. Okay. Same experiment ID, same details you will get. Search experiments, fetch, yeah. Now the code will run. Yes. So are you able to get it? If you see, the first name was update testing, life cycle of the stage is active, the next is experiment 2, life cycle stage of this is active, experiment 1, life cycle stage is active. Okay, and the last one is default, that is also active. So let me show you if that is actually working. What I do now, I will again go back to the delete and restore experiment, and I will delete that experiment again. Okay, this experiment, I will delete that experiment again. And this is the experiment ID of updated testing, experiment name. Okay, this is the experiment ID of updated testing. If you see here, yeah, so this is the experiment name, right? Updated testing, this is the experiment name, and the ID of this is what I am going to delete now. So what to do, I will do python delete experiment.py. Okay, so now see, it is deleted now, right? Now if I clear my terminal again, and if I run this code again, fetch only active results. So now when I run this fetch only active results.py file, we should not be able to see that updated testing experiment, because that is in deleted mode. It is not in active mode currently, right? So for that what I do, I run this code again. Yes, code ran successfully, but can you guys see now? See, experiment 2 is there, experiment 1 is there, and default is there, but updated testing is not at all there. Why? Because I have deleted that. Now just to see the deleted one, right? To see the deleted one, what I need to do, I have to pass view type as 2. 2 means deleted only, right? So if I do cls again to clear my terminal, and if I just show you this one again, Now we should be able to see just one experiment. That updated testing one, that is deleted already from our end. Yes, can you see? Updated testing, it is deleted. That only we can see now. And the last one is all. That means we should be able to see everything. If I do see the 3 and if I again clear my terminal, and if I run the code now, we should be able to see everything. Yes, see, even update testing is also coming and the lifecycle stage of that is deleted. So can you guys see it's working, right? Let me restore that experiment now because I may need it later. Just to show you more examples, I have prepared this notebook py files accordingly only so that I can show you some following demos. Okay, so I'll again clear the terminal and I'll try to restore that experiment to make sure that it's in active mode now. Okay, so python delete and restore experiment.py. Yes, it is restored now, right? Okay, fine. Now what I am going to do, I am going to show you some filter string examples. Filter string example. See, again this part is same. But now what we do filter string. So how is like that is, again in the search experiment, I am going to show another parameter that is called filter string inside search experiment. Last time I have showed you only for view type. Now I am showing only for filter string. Okay. So there is another parameter called filter string. What it does, this is written here. Filter string parameter filtering based on experiment properties. What kind of properties? This parameter applies filters similar to SQL where conditions. See, there is something called equal, not equals, like for partial match, I like for case insensitive partial match, in for match against multiple values, and then or for combined conditions. Okay. So if I show you the very first example, I will try to comment this part as of now because I will show you one by one. The first one is fetch experiments with a specific name. So in the filter string I am passing name, experiment name. So let me pass the experiment name like experiment 1. Experiment 1. Okay. So if I go back to my this one again, right now I have experiment 1, experiment 2 and updated testing, right? These 3 experiments are there in my case. And if I want to search experiment that matches the exact name experiment 1, we should be able to see the experiment ID of it as well as the name of it, right? So if I run this code, python search experiments, then filter string example.py. Yes, can you see it is able to find out that experiment containing the ID and the experiment name. Now let me comment this part now. Let me show some other operations also. Okay. So now what I am doing, I am using like here. Okay, like here, and let's do something like testing. Okay, let me explain. Okay, so in the search experiments filter string I am passing the name like test percentage. Do like this testing. Okay, what I am doing is the like. I am using like here as of now. What does it mean by like? Like means partial match. When there is a partial match, it will try to search that kind of experiment. So what does it mean by name like percentage testing? That means pick up those names ending with testing. Pick up those names ending with testing. Percentage means, see, testing should be at the very end. And before testing, there can be n numbers of characters. I have no problem in that. But that experiment name must be ending with testing. Before testing, there could be n numbers of alphabets, but it should be or it must be ended up with testing. That's what I wanted to see. Now, if I run this code and assume in a scenario, this is the updated experiment, right? Updated testing. This is the experiment name that ended up with testing. And before that, I have something called updated underscore. So that means before testing, whatever is there, I don't want to care about that, but it must be ended up with testing, right? So now that's what we need to see if it is able to find it out or not. So for that, I will again run the same code, filter string example.py file. I'm running this code again. Yes, can you see it is able to find that updated testing now? Right? It's working, right? Now, if I show you for a few more examples, um, 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 okay, I like. Okay, let me just show you I like it. See, for I like, I don't have much examples to give you because right now I don't have much things to show you, but I can show you something. This is case insensitive. I like means it will do the partial match, but it will have case insensitive. How come? See, in our case, updated testing experiment name is a completely lowercase, right? Everything is in lowercase only. But what if I will try to find something like updated like this? So what does it mean? That means is that find out something starting with updated, and after that it can be n numbers of alphabet. I don't care about that. Only what I care is it should start with updated. If something is there, you should be able to find it for me, right? But now what I am doing, I am trying to do I like. In this sense, it should be case insensitive. See, in our case, updated word is in lowercase, and this is what I am finding in uppercase, and I am using I like. That means it will do case insensitive search. Okay, so it doesn't matter the case here, right? So let's see if it is actually working or not. I'll again run this code now. Let's see if it is able to find it out or not. Yeah, can you see it is able to find it out the updated testing? Why? Because I have provided I like here. That means it should have some case insensitive scenario also. Okay, I hope you guys have understood this one. Now the next one is the in operation. Okay, the in operation. What I want to search experiment, I want to only search the experiment name in experiment 1 and experiment 2. I only wanted to see these two experiment only. Okay, so again I will clear my terminal. Yeah, so the next one that I wanted to show you, the tag search. Fetch experiments within a specific tag. Okay, what is going on is, if I want to search the experiment by tag, inside the tag, the team name is data science. Okay, that's what I wanted to find out. If I go back to my create experiment examples.py, there's a team name called data science that we created right in the very beginning, and that's what I wanted to filter here. I want to filter based on tags in our scenario. So what I do, Python, same code I'll run again. Yes, can you see now it is able to find out the experiment 2, experiment 1 as well as updated experiment, because all these experiments contained or attached with the tag team data science, right? So right, we are good here. Now I want to show you a combined example. Whatever I have showed you now, let's do everything in one place. Okay, so there's a combined example.py file that is prepared by me. Now what I am doing now, I am searching the experiment by based on the following parameters. Now all parameters are in one place now: view type, max results, order by, and filter string. Okay, I think I forgot to show you this one, this max results also. So let me first show you that also. I forgot to do that, sorry. So now what is there is, this is the, again same thing, but now what I am doing, I am trying to finding the max results. There's another parameter called as max results. So this parameter limits the number of experiment retrieved. Okay, and we can use order by also. We can do order by based on experiment ID or based on name, in ascending descending order we can do that. So I'll show you now for that. See, this is a ascending order example. What I am doing, I am searching the experiment based on view type 3. 3 means all kind of experiment, and I am trying to order by name ascending order. Okay, I am trying to order by name ascending order. Okay, and what I want to pass the max results equal to 2. So I want to find only 2 experiments. See, in my scenario there are 3 experiments, right? But what I want to see only 2 experiment, and make sure you order by that based on name in ascending order. Okay, so let me just do this one, just comment out this one, and let me run this code to show you the demo. Python max results, sorry, so search max, yes, I'm running this code now. Yes, okay, so we got 2 experiments. First is default one, second one is experiment one, but now it is in ascending order. Can you see? Default is coming in the very beginning because alphabetically D should come before E, right? Then experiment one is coming. And if I make it descending now, you will see experiment will come before that. If I again clear my screen, if I run this code again, you will see now experiment one will come after that, and default will come. Yeah. Okay. Okay, right now it is okay. Yeah, why it is coming? See, in our scenario we have 4 experiments in total including default. Now U is the last alphabetically, right? U is the very last alphabetically, and that is when updated testing is coming, and then experiment 2 is coming. Okay, and as we want only for 2 results, max results, that is why we are getting only 2 in our scenario. Okay, so now what I do, I try to comment out this one, and I try to uncomment this one, and now what I do, I'm doing same thing again, but I'm now ordering by experiment ID descending order. Okay, so let me run this code now again just to show you it's working. Yes, so now we are, see, we have not passed here maximum results, so by default it will show all the results, but now it is ordered by based on the experiment ID descending order. That is why the biggest experiment ID is in the very beginning and the lower is in the very end. Okay, it's good, right? Okay, fine. So I hope you guys have understood how experiment management works using MLflowClient. So in the next video I'll show you the how you can build runs also. Okay, run management using experiment management, as well as I'll show you how you can register the model using MLflowClient. Okay, because this video is, I know, almost pretty big, right? So I don't want to stress this video anymore, so I will show you these things in the next video. So thank you guys for watching this video.